This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Kalle Sauerland in a boiling Newcastle arena. How are you?
It's certainly hot in here, isn't it? And it's been a hot night of boxing, I'd say. Yeah, Steve, it's actually my first show in Newcastle. And
have you had a good reception of the Geordies?
Yeah, I've been having a crack with them out there. They're very, very, very welcoming, very nice. Lots of interesting conversations with the fans. And but yeah, most importantly, the fights. I think everyone's been entertained. I think we had a lot of characters on the undercard, lots of interesting, bright features. Newcastle's very own Drago. We had some great female action on there. Especially Jordan impressed me very much. And then, then we had interesting 4-round heavyweight contest, which I thought a draw was okay actually. I'd like to see that again, 6 rounds, And then we had Harlem.
What did you make of that? Because you got quite animated in that 6-round, Kalle.
I did. I mean, first of all, I thought Harlem was put on a showcase. He really looked fantastic. Tough opponent. Opponent beat Lara, who beat Warrington, just to show levels here. Harlem's going in 14 and up. That's not a bad way to test where you're at. So after cruising it, the guy I think has thought to himself, well, I'm going to have to try some Mexican tricks here. No Mexican meat, but some Mexican tricks. And I was just baffled how he could even say he couldn't hear something, because, he punched him. Well, he got called break, he's punched him after the break. Okay, can happen. Let's close our eyes on the first one. Yeah. But he's then standing there with his hands down, looking at him like that, like, what are you doing? And he goes on and punches him twice with power punches, puts him down. I mean, it's not even like it was so surreal, and he didn't seem to have any remorse, nothing. He went back to the other corner and giving it a large one. Yeah. He put the man down after he's been standing with his hands down. So Harlem got up. I started shouting about, maybe a bit too loud, but at the same time I was really concerned that my fight was being basically attacked. And
am I right in thinking Harlem could have had the guy disqualified, but he chose to continue?
This is the part. And Dennis Gilmartin of the board was actually very good in explaining to me, and that calmed me down. He's offered Harlem if he can't continue, it's a disqualification. Harlem knew that. He asked him once, twice, and a third time. And 3 times Harlem has said, yes, I can continue. So, by the nature of that, you've got to give it to Harlem straight away for, wanting to continue after basically it could have been showers, And he came back in the next round, I think it was the 9th. He threw the kitchen sink at him. I think it was pissed off with him, but still, I was thinking, right, he's going to jab, move, get on the bike, basically. But no, none of that. So you can see the fire in Harlem's belly. You can certainly see that he's a Eubank.
In a way, it proves he can take a shot as well, Kalle, because he took that flush, didn't he?
Yeah. It's not the way you want to be proven to take a shot, but in hindsight, yeah. We can look at it now and see that, but I thought Harlem is such an improving fighter. This left hook of his is fantastic, and it's not easy walking around with that surname. It's not easy being in the Eubank, all the pressures that come with it. He's rising like cream to the top. It's fantastic to see. He's such a nice character, dedicated character, and we're delighted that we can move on from here. And again, class, pure class.
we are pushed for time and it is late, Kalle, so I'll quickly run through the next ones. Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
Troy Williamson was ringside. We've spoke to Troy, and he said after that he's convinced he would get Josh Kelly out of there, no problem. Just your thoughts on that, and can that fight be made?
Well, it's quite a statement from Troy. I guess he's going to have to show that in a ring. But once you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk, don't you? Look, I mean, the fight's been cool. Josh said he wants it. Troy clearly wants it as well. At the same time, we have to find a deal with his promoter, and not there's always that purse bid to go to it. For me, the key is that it brings us to another level. Also, internationally, we picked up the WBO Intercontinental tonight. That will help us with our rankings. I love the British title, but for Josh, it's a stepping stone to the world title.
Last time we spoke, you said Josh Kelly versus Ritson would get made. Is that one dead in the water now?
Well, this one sort of side tackled in, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We talked about it, and then suddenly this came up. So much of a muchness for me.
Two very quick ones. This week, it's announced that you'll be in Jeddah with a certain Mr. Hrgovic.
Yeah. It's a long time coming, but it's only a couple of weeks away. Yeah. So I think just adds to the night, doesn't it? Great. Obviously, the main event's a great one, and we're looking forward to Filip confirming that mandatory position for the winner of USYK Joshua.
And I know everyone and his dogs asked you this tonight. Eubank Ben, can you give us the very latest?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think everything was very premature, and I can understand that everyone wants to ask the question because everyone seems to think the fight was made weeks ago, and now they're thinking, where's the delay? Well, if something hasn't been made, it's not delayed, is it? By the virtue of something being delayed, you need to have, if the bus is late, it's because the bus was supposed to be here at 11:20. If the bus arrives at 11:23, I can say the bus was late. Who said, with all due respect to Gareth, my old friend, but he's a reporter, he's a journalist, and that evening he was drinking tequila. I don't know. I mean, if I go out and say Rishi Sunak is the new Prime Minister, sources tell you, and then 2 weeks later you're interviewing Rishi Sunak and say, listen, Rishi, where's the confirmation? We've been waiting weeks for this, it's delayed. He'll say to you, well, what was your source? You say, was it this fella called Kalle Sauerland? You say, well, that's nice, but it hasn't been delayed because there's a timeline. Well, unfortunately for everyone else, the timeline is a private negotiation. Now, I don't want to sound rude about this, but that's business. So the business has to happen for us to be able to announce something. Yes, we're talking. Yes, they're good talks, and yes, it's a fantastic fight. They've got options on the table, we've got options on the table. Everything's coming to a head because their options will be, other options will be running out as well. We saw this week, Liam Smith was an option, but he's now fighting. Liam Smith was an option we were looking at. He's gone. He's off the table. So now we look at the other options on the table. I know people are talking about Andrade, for example. But those options, and then we have exactly the same options, but not the same fighters, but different fighters. But I think everyone wants that fight, don't they?
Yeah. So some of us of a certain vintage, Kalle, remember the Dads fighting.
Which one?
The Dads fighting, November 1990.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, that was, for me, one of my favourite moments as a young man watching boxing, as a teenager. And I think all the 40-somethings will be tuning in, the 50-somethings will be tuning in, but also the young people will be tuning in. Not that I'm not young, but I'm very young actually, so I'll say that. But you know what I mean. Yeah. The fans of Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, the lovers, the haters, whatever they are, they'll all be watching. So it'll be quite interesting that the whole country will be intrigued by this.
And you'll be involved in it, Kalle?
Well, I'm not fighting. So I won't be that involved. I don't think I even need to talk much.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens in the next few days. And as I said, everything's coming to a head.
Fingers crossed, Kalle, and I promise I'll bring you the Supreme CBD next time, as promised.
Looking forward to a bit of Supreme CBD.
I'll bring it to Jeddah. I'll see you there.
Fantastic. I don't think